Look at your wedding ring, or the circuit board inside the phone you're holding right now. You're looking at something that technically shouldn't exist on Earth. Most things we use, plastic, wood, steel, we can make, grow, or forge. But gold, you can't make gold. You can't grow it in a lab, and Earth's core, as hot as it is, isn't even close to being powerful enough to create it. So, if our planet didn't make it, and we can't build it, what exactly is the origin of gold? To find the answer, we have to leave Earth, leave the solar system, and look at the most violent events in the history of the universe. The atomic problem. To understand why gold is rare, we have to look at its ID card. On the periodic table, gold is Au, with an atomic number of 79. That means every single atom of gold has 79 protons packed into its nucleus. Now, here's the problem. In the early universe, there was mostly just hydrogen, 1 proton, and helium, 2 protons. To get to gold, you have to smash those smaller atoms together with so much force that they fuse. Inside a star like our Sun, fusion is happening right now. It's turning hydrogen into helium. But even the Sun is a lightweight. It will never get hot enough to fuse elements heavier than iron, 26 protons. Iron is the energy dead end for stars. Once a star starts making iron, it's essentially a death sentence. It can't create the pressure needed to make anything heavier, like gold. So, if stars can't do it, what can? The rabbit hole. Cosmic collisions. For decades, we thought supernovas, the explosive deaths of massive stars, were the source. And they do make some heavy elements. But in recent years, astrophysicists discovered a much more metal explanation. Enter the neutron star. These are the collapsed cores of dead stars, so dense that a single teaspoon of their material would weigh 1 billion tons. When 2 of these neutron stars get locked in a gravitational dance, they eventually collide. We call this a kilonova. In that split second of impact, the pressure and temperature are so high, literally billions of degrees, that neutrons are forced into atomic nuclei at blistering speeds. This is called the R process, rapid neutron capture. It is the universe's jewelry shop. In a single collision, an amount of gold equivalent to the mass of several Earths is created and blasted across the cosmos. How it got here. So, the gold was made in space. But how did it end up in a mine in South Africa or a river in California? Billions of years ago, as the Earth was forming, it was a molten ball of chaos. Because gold is siderophilic, iron-loving, and very heavy, almost all the gold present at Earth's birth sank straight to the center. It's still there, in the core, enough to coat the entire surface of the planet in a knee-deep layer of 24-karat gold. But we can't mine the core. The gold we have in our jewelry boxes today arrived special delivery during a period called the Late Heavy Bombardment. About 4 billion years ago, a massive wave of gold-rich asteroids slammed into Earth's crust. This space gold stayed in the upper mantle and crust, eventually being pushed around by tectonic plates and concentrated into veins by geothermal water. Every ounce of gold ever mined was a gift from an asteroid that hit Earth long before humans ever existed. So, what is the final verdict? Gold isn't just a shiny metal or a store of value. It is a cosmic time capsule. Every piece of gold you see is a physical remnant of a collision between two dead stars that happened billions of miles away, billions of years ago. It's the only thing you can touch that survived a journey through the heart of a kilonova. We value gold because it's rare, but perhaps we should value it because it's a miracle of physics. If this cosmic journey made you look at your jewelry a little differently, hit that subscribe button. We're digging into the what exactly is of the rarest things on Earth. What's another simple thing you want us to deconstruct? Tell us in the comments. We might just credit you in the next script.